and it has to do with prostitution, but I'm sure that it's not the way that you're thinking, because you're gonna be like, oh, she's gonna talk about the red light district and she's gonna talk about the prostitution. Nope, that is not where I'm going with this. Check this out. Hi, welcome to Jovie's home. I post new videos every Tuesday and sometimes Thursday. Today I am going to be sharing with you 5 sexy Dutch laws that might be interesting for you. So if that sounds good to you, then why don't you come on in, kick off your shoes and stay a while. I'm really glad you're here. Okay, before we get into today's video, if you've watched some of my other videos, you know that I get a little bit giggly talking about sexy things, so you're just gonna have to deal with me being a child, okay? I'm gonna try to put on my lawyer face, but that's not fun. So yeah, I'm just gonna be a bit silly because that is my maturity level. The other thing I wanted to say is, let's talk about our Dutch word of the day. And so I wanted to say 5 sexy Dutch laws in Dutch, which is 5 sexy Nederlandse wetten. But then when I saw that it was wetten and I was like, wet laws, like, okay, sorry. This is a serious video. We are covering real Dutch law, so that should be serious, but I hope you're here because you need a laugh, a little break from all of the craziness that is going on in the world right now. So that is what we are doing today. I need a break too, so that's why if you see me being a bit like, bruh, it's because I'm letting it out. I've been serious for far too long. So the first sexy law that I wanted to talk to you guys about, it's actually about transgender laws. And I find it so interesting the way that the Dutch government has really changed its approach to transgender issues. Since 2013, people over the age of 16 years are able to change their gender on all Dutch documents relatively easily. All they need to do is have a statement from an expert saying that they are going through this transition, and they can have all of their documentation changed. I find this really interesting if we compare it to the United States, where some states still make it very difficult, if not completely illegal, to change your gender on documents such as your birth certificate. So no matter what, you are not actually able to have documentation that reflects your outside and who you are also inside. So number 2, the second sexy law that I wanted to talk about, it's actually about sorry if you hear my kids, you guys. So the second sexy law that I wanted to talk about is about canals. If you don't know, the Netherlands is full of lots and lots of canals, and it is illegal to pee in them. Yes, of course, why would you just pee out there? Except pregnant women. Pregnant women freely pee in the canals to your heart's content. It's not that it is legal for women to pee in the canal, but generally, if you are a pregnant woman and you have to pee in the canal, you will not be punished for it, whereas everyone else will, so don't pee in the canals, okay? Number 3, the third fun, sexy law that I want to talk about, it's about public nudity. So coming from the States where, like, oh my gosh, a nipple is like, it's really interesting to hear that actually public nudity is legal in the Netherlands. You can be as naked as you want, except on roads because of the hazard that your naked body will pose to the drivers. So you're not allowed to be like really naked on a road, and you're not allowed to use your naked body to harass other people. But yeah, like maybe if you're at a parade or something, you can totally be naked. If you want to garden naked, you can. If you want to sunbathe naked, you can. So there are no laws making it illegal to be nude in public. I'm trying to break my American mentality there, but I can't. I still giggle. I'm like, ooh, naked people. Although, no, as long as I've lived in the Netherlands, I cannot say that I've ever seen anybody naked, like wandering around. So please, if you are not from the Netherlands, don't assume that I'm saying that like everyone's naked on the street. They're not. But yeah, it's just good to know that if you come here and you wanna, you know, sunbathe naked on the beach or whatever, like it's okay. Go for it. You do you. So number 4. Number 4 has to do with public sex. Now, it's really interesting the way that the Dutch government has approached this, because people want to have sex in public. In the Netherlands, where everything is more condensed and people live in a smaller, you know, area, yeah, it can be a bit of a nuisance. But what the Dutch government did is they actually made it legal to have sex in public, and in particular in public parks, as long as it's after dark. So it's like mind-blowing to me. It's a little bit crazy to think about it, but it is what it is, and I'm not judging, but I'm kind of more appreciating and in awe of the way that this is looked at in another culture, you know? So when I'm like, oh my God, it's not judgment, it's not judgy, it's more like, wow, you guys are so much farther ahead in your thinking than we are, or that I am, you know? So that's it. So basically, yes, you may have sex in a public park as long as it's dark, as long as you don't make too much noise, and as long as you don't leave a mess, like used condoms, things like that. Clean it up when you're finished and it will be okay. I must say that, again, I have never encountered anybody having sex in a park. However, I don't live in Amsterdam. I've heard that this was something happening more in the Vondel Park of Amsterdam, which is a really, really popular park during the day, like with families and children and everything. But it's also quite popular at night to have some public sex there. So I have not witnessed it. I've never seen it happening in The Hague. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen, and it doesn't mean that it's, you know, not legal here. So it is, yeah, legal. So number 5, and this is my absolute favorite law, and this is the one that inspired this whole entire video, and it has to do with prostitution, but I'm sure that it's not the way that you're thinking, because you're gonna be like, oh, she's gonna talk about the red light district and she's gonna talk about prostitution. Nope, that is not where I'm going with this. Check this out. So in the Netherlands, sex is seen as a human right, or as a right. Every human needs to have physical contact, physical touch, whether we're talking about babies and skin-to-skin contact with their parents, all the way up to, you know, elderly people and everything in between. Something that maybe a lot of people don't think about, if it doesn't necessarily concern them, is about people who have disabilities. So whether physical or mental, emotional disabilities, those people still need human touch, and so they also need physical touch and intimacy. So disabled Dutch citizens are allowed to get a grant to hire a sex worker 12 times a year. So I guess it's once a month you can have the grant, and you're able to use that money to hire a legal sex worker to come and help you out. Now, like having this physical touch, physical release as well has been linked to showing a positive effect on people who have depression. Also, it's been linked to lowering suicide rates and also lowering aggression and aggressive behavior. And so if you can imagine or put yourself in the position of somebody who is maybe quadriplegic or fully handicapped, but their bodies still require, you know, the natural things that our bodies require. So having a sex worker that can come, and they're not just called sex workers, they're called sex care workers. So sex care workers come and help out. Now, I mean, we're not going to get into what kind of work they're doing with each person. I'm sure that it's different. For some people, maybe it's just like a masturbatory assist, and for others, it might be like full physical intimacy and contact. But I just think that that's incredible that the Dutch government has given access to sex to people who might never get it, or, you know, might never be able to have that. So I'm really in awe, not only of the Dutch government, but also of the sex care workers that provide those services. I would definitely love to know much more about that. So maybe that's something I look into. Let me know if you guys are interested. Hey guys, so this law seemed too good to be true for me, so I just wanted to double check my research, and I actually contacted a pretty famous sex care worker here in the Netherlands just to ask her about it, and she confirmed that yes, while this law is in effect and it is still accurate, it's actually very difficult to get the grant. So it's only 1 in every few thousand people that can qualify for it, but it is still a sexy Dutch law. So you guys, that is it. I would love to know, what do you think about these laws? Do any of them surprise you? Did you know about them? If you want to, do you want me to make more videos about interesting or cool laws that I find in the Netherlands? By the way, everything is linked below, so all my sources are in the description box as always. So you can also do your own reading and go down the cool rabbit hole that I went down. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope that, yeah, I was actually more serious than I thought I could. I had it in me. I was more professional. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for coming over today. I really appreciate any time that you spent with me today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.